AskReddit by photograph no 2702. Who do you think would still be famous today if they hadn't died young? River Phoenix. The awards he would have won were keen as doing him proud. My pick would be Buddy Holly. I think he would have expanded into producing, writing for others, maybe even film scores. He was a big influence considering he was only with us for such a short time. Definitely an icon. Jane Austen and Oscar Wilde would have had much more extensive bodies of work than what they did leave behind if they hadn't died in their 40s, as they were really starting to hone their literary craft. Totally agree. Loved them both, especially Wilde. A friend of mine said she didn't really like Jane Austen's novels. I don't know why, I am still friends with her. Lol. Freddie Mercury was 45 when he passed away. Older than some, but not old by any stretch of the imagination. Freddie would be 77 today. Elton John is 76 and Paul and Ringo are 81 and 83. His voice may have changed by now, but he'd still be famous, I can guarantee it. Jimi Hendrix and Amp, Jim Morrison. The week that Jimi Hendrix died, he was supposed to meet up with Miles Davis to discuss a collaboration between the two of them. What an album that would have been. Philip Seymour Hoffman. The dude had talent seeping from his pores. He was such a talented artist, had given immeasurable performances. He's the one I was so sad when he died, because you just knew he would be giving so many brilliant character role performances for decades. Brandon Lee was good and had a generation of goth kids following him. Yeah, personally I think he could have been cast as Neo. Jim Croce. I was hoping someone mentioned him. He really was just at the start of his career, and then. Beautiful body of work. Great singer and storyteller. Operator, can you help me place this call? Phil Hartman was a comedy icon. You may remember him from such shows as Simpsons and News Radio. James Dean. Chris Farley. The Shrek franchise would be totally different. Marvin Gaye, 44, is too young. And the way he died. Sad. My friend Matt. He was cool as fuck, cute, smart, funny and genuine. I can't say that about any of my other friends. He died at 23 and never got the chance to shine, but he would have. I personally would have loved to know your friend Matt. Bruce Lee would still make martial art movies if he didn't die at 32. Aaliyah. Tupac Shakur. Brittany Murphy. To be fair, Tupac has done quite well for himself after being dead. I can only imagine how much he'd have released by now if he was alive. Michael Hutchence. Heath Ledger. Just think of the performances he put on film and what could have come since his death. I think that unfortunately he was headed for serious burnout. But he would have no doubt been back after an extended break. Not mentioned yet, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yes. Anton Yelchin. I agree. He was just hitting his stride. A very good young actor. Amy Winehouse. She had a unique style. For some reason, I would have loved to see a duet between her and Lady Gaga. James Dean. Believe he would have acted for some time, then gone behind the camera as director, furthering his career fame. Otis Redding. Yes. He died right after he recorded Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. It became the first song to reach #1 posthumously. He could have been the father of soul. So tragic. Kurt Cobain. He's much too influential of a figure, even having died only a couple years into his fame. Even if he acted like a total asshole now, he'd still be totally famous. Honestly, I think as incredibly tragic as it is, Kurt's death firmly cemented him in legend status, something that almost certainly would have faded with the rise of the internet and everyone holding a microscope up to his life. Tim Buckley and Amp. Jeff Buckley. Came here to mention this, not so popular after all. But yeah, Jeff Buckley was a goddamn treasure. Martin Luther King was born in 1929. He died when he was only 39. He could be 94 today. That means Anne Frank could also still be alive and famous. Think of all the interviews she would have done.